Okay, today we're going to talk about something called self-love. I talked about this a little bit over on my Instagram, and I got a couple of requests to make a full video on it. I want to start off this video first by talking about something that is somewhat related that I've been meaning to talk about and apologize for. Almost 3 years ago, I made a video titled "You Are Loved" or something like that. I've since taken it down, but in this video, I was basically telling the viewers, you are priceless, you are loved, you're fearless, and the one thing I ended it with was saying, you are enough. Just want to apologize because that is not true. It's not true. It's completely false. And I had the greatest of intentions when making this video, but looking back, I now fully understand that me saying that you were enough is a complete and utter lie. So I'm sorry. I know better now, and I just wanted to apologize for that. Okay, self-love. Before I go any further, I just want to say that I am coming at this topic from the perspective of a Christian, a Bible-believing, God-fearing Christian. And that will mean that some of you who do not come from the same background or the same beliefs as me, you probably might not agree with me. So if you disagree with me, I'm okay with that. But let's just all be so lovely to each other in the comments and in life. Okay, so I have a definition here on my phone. I just googled self-love, and this is what came up. Self-love is regard for one's own well-being and happiness. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? False. Call it trendy narcissism. Basically, it's the idea that the more you look into yourself and the more that you love yourself, the more we can love others and be content. It sounds pretty on the outside, doesn't it? Self-love rests on the idea that we are fundamentally good and lovable on the inside. We are enough, that we are worthy, that we deserve love, and that's not true. We are not enough, and that's okay. We are not enough, but that's beautiful. As humans, we have fallen, sinful human nature, and that is why God sent his perfect and holy Son, Jesus, to die for us. Jesus is the one who is enough for us, not us. We are not enough for ourselves. God is enough, and Christ is our sufficiency. So when we start looking to ourselves and try to start loving ourselves to get rid of insecurities or to overcome any challenges that we're trying to overcome, we're idolizing ourselves. It's the idea that we are able to do this thing on our own or able to get rid of these insecurities if we only love ourselves enough, and that's not true. When we're struggling, when we're insecure, when we don't have confidence, that's when we need to turn to Christ. He needs to be the foundation for our confidence. He needs to be where our identities come from. And self-love pushes against that idea. In saying that, people might go, okay, well, if we're not supposed to love ourselves, are we supposed to hate ourselves? And no, that's not true. I want to tell you the problem with self-hate and self-love. Okay, they're in the same category. They're both focused on yourself. When you're loving yourself, you're focused on yourself. When you're hating yourself, you're focused on yourself. The solution to both of these is self-forgetfulness, okay? We're supposed to die to ourselves every single day. Let me read you a couple verses. Matthew 16:24 says, "Then Jesus told his disciples, 'If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me.'" I could stop there. I don't even have to bring up any more verses to back up this argument and this idea. Let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. For followers of Jesus, we're supposed to deny ourselves. We're supposed to deny our desires, not love ourselves more. We're supposed to deny everything about ourselves to follow Christ. And that is beautiful because he is enough. He is sufficient. When we follow him, he is our portion. He is our prize. And when we turn our eyes inward to look at ourselves, we're turning our eyes away from him. This next one is Ephesians 4:22. "Put off your old self, which belongs to your former manner of life and is corrupt through deceitful desires, and to be renewed in the spirit of your minds, and to put on the new self, created after the likeness of God in true righteousness and holiness." So here it's saying our old selves, our flesh, our bodies that are not renewed in Christ, they're sinful. Those desires are deceitful. Our hearts are prideful. Our hearts lead us astray. Our desires are deceitful. They do not bring us closer to Christ. I have another verse, Romans 12:2. "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect." Do not be conformed to this world. What is the world telling us? Love yourself. There you go. We're not supposed to follow what this world teaches, what secular society preaches. And they're preaching the message of self-love. It is seeping into Christian circles, but that is the devil marching in cloaked as an angel of light. That is not what the Bible teaches. So there is one more verse I wanted to point out that is interesting. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts, and letters to the Romans. Yes, I still have to sing that song. Okay, 2 Timothy 3, 1-5. But understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulty, for people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, holy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness, but denying its power. Avoid such people. It says here, these people will be lovers of self, proud and arrogant, heartless, ungrateful. They will love pleasure instead of God. I don't know how it could be any more clear, but friends, self-love isn't biblical. It just is not. We've seen here in the few amount of verses that I've shown that the Bible teaches self-forgetfulness. That is what being a Christian is all about, denying ourselves and picking up our cross and following Christ. Important point before I end this. I know people can hear this and think that I'm telling you not to treat yourself or have fun, and that's not at all true. The doctrine, if you will, the doctrine of self-love is different than treating yourself every once in a while. If you're going out to get your nails done, or you're getting your hair done, or you're taking a bubble bath, or you're doing your makeup, or you're having a rest day, that's totally fine. It's where you're coming from when you're doing those things. When those things shift the mindset of this is just for rest, just to have fun, it's when they go from that to the idea that I need to do these things and love myself more because I am enough. I hope that makes sense. If you have questions, feel free to ask me, or you can DM me over on Instagram. I'm totally free to talk about this, but just want to end this by saying that the bottom line, as Christians and as non-Christians, for every human being on this planet, we should be relying on Christ as our foundation. Only in Him can we find true hope, not in ourselves. There is no answer that lies deep within yourself. There is no follow your heart. There is none of that, because our fleshly bodies are deceitful. They will lead us astray. The answer to everything that you're looking for is in Christ. Plain and simple. I hope that this video made sense. I hope that it either encouraged you or it gave you something to think about. I love all of you. I've been praying and thinking about all of you guys. I pray that God keeps you safe. So I love y'all. Have a wonderful day or night or evening, whatever it is. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon.